Mary Stevenson is a mother on a mission.
I fight the battles today that are right in front of me because there is always something.
Both her son and daughter are autistic. They were diagnosed a month apart 5 years ago. Mary says half the battle was getting that diagnosis.
It was a little devastating, but it was a little bit of a relief to actually have something in writing that was going to help us navigate the system.
The Autism Society says 1 in 100 children are diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. Autistic children show communication delays, social issues, and repetitive behaviors. The organization says autism is the fastest growing developmental disability in the United States.
Grape juice, please.
You would like more?
More.
Use your words.
But the battle that parents like Mary have to fight to get this diagnosis could get worse.
Here's diagnostic criteria from the DSM.
The American Psychiatric Association is reassessing the definition of autism in the next edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual.
Doctors use the DSM as sort of the Bible of figuring out whether people have a psychiatric disorder or they do not.
This is the manual used by every mental health expert in the United States.
In it, autistic disorder is defined by 3 criteria. Autistic disorder and Asperger's syndrome are listed as separate disorders. The APA may narrow criteria and combine these definitions.
You know, the question is if a condition, in this case like autism, has a narrowing of its diagnostic criteria, which really means you have to be sicker to get the diagnosis. It'll definitely have an effect.
The APA released a statement saying the changes would, quote, lead to more accurate diagnosis and help design better treatment interventions.
One of the intentions of putting all of the autism spectrum categories, all 5 of them, into just one category called ASD was to remove that possibility of saying you can't have services because you're in this category, but you can have services because you're in that.
Dr. Ozanoff studies the early onset of autism. She worries the new DSM-5 criteria could delay diagnosis.
One of the concerns that some people have had is that because repetitive behaviors develop a little bit later, maybe more like in the 3rd year of life versus in the 2nd year of life, that it will make it harder to accomplish this early diagnosis.
Mary says early diagnosis is what gives her hope for her son's future.
There's a possibility of him living on his own someday. I really believe that he can graduate high school and that he might be able to go to college someday.
Do you love tickles?
These kids are miracles. They give us more than we, could ever hope to get. They've changed me completely, completely.
Show me your belly.